Hey everyone, it is Elsid 932 on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me. We are here. We are here for unsolicited advice. If you are new here, this is where I pick stories from the internet that is asking for advice, but since they're not asking for our direct advice, that's why it's called unsolicited advice. Now, I have 4 items up for you guys to give you advice on. Make sure you hit that like, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, and make sure notifications are on so that you can know whenever I go live. Now, we usually go from mild to spicy, and I've given you a little bit of clues on the thumbnail as to what we're getting into. Okay, what are we getting into? And hey, Sam, I see you came in early and said hey to the family. Happy Sunday to everyone. So let's get into this, y'all. Let's get into this because we have a lot of unsolicited advice to get into. Hey, the Duchess, glad to have you here. Glad to see you. Let me make sure that StreamYard has it as it should be. So, okay, this one is kind of a little bit strange. I don't know how this happened, but we're going to get into it. I, a 44-year-old female, found out my husband, a 34-year-old male, is a different age. Let me start by saying all identifying information has been changed. I don't want anybody in my real life knowing this is what's going on. I'm trying to figure this out the best way I can handle this. I've been married to my husband. Remember, she's 44, he's 34. I've been married to my husband little over 5 years. We currently live in 2 different countries due to finances in my home country. I did live with him in this country for the first 2 years of our marriage, and I've been trying to get things straight to get back to his country permanently. Okay? We're started there. Hey, cross country cruise her. Hey, Quay. Hey, Shay Royale or She's Royale. I hope I said that correctly. So, okay, she finds out that her husband is a different age, but they've been living separately for the past 3 years. So we have a little vacation for the past week. Last night we were randomly talking, and he confessed to me that he's actually 40. At first, I thought he was joking. I was confused because I've seen his birth certificate and his ID, and I know my numbers enough to know what year is listed. He told me that when he was born, some areas of his country didn't do a good job on reporting births like it does now. So he has been wrong his whole life. I've known him for 8 years. So to hear this now is just a shock to me. I feel lost right now. We're heading back to our home country today. I don't have a lot of time to deal with this in person since he works nights for the next week. And I go back to my country in less than 2 weeks. How do I deal with this? We have a pretty good relationship, so I don't know why he never told me this until now. I'm not bothered by his age. It is closer to mine. I've dated men older than me, my age, younger than me. You know, no, her friends and family don't care about the original age difference. So he's known his real age and just has not told her. Okay? She says she's going to try and talk to him about it tomorrow. Hey, Miss Boogie Down, glad to have you here. Hey, TB21, all the L citizens and delegates. Yes, she is 44, and she found out her husband, a 34-year-old male, has a different age. He's actually 40. In his home country, his records were not done correctly. They've been married for 5 years. The first 2 years they lived together, but now they're living in separate countries. She's like, how does she handle this? He been lying to you from the beginning, ma'am. I don't know how you're going to handle this. I don't know if any kids are involved, but he been lying to you from the time he met you. You saw his IDs. You saw his documents. The documents are off. How do we know he ain't lying now? How do we know he ain't lying now? He could be lying right now that he's 40 because he feels some kind of way being 10 years younger than you. How do we know? It makes me wonder what else he's been lying about. Exactly. What else? What else, Quay, has he been lying about? Because age is the simplest thing. Why do we have to lie about our age? It is the simplest thing. And he's hiding his age when he could have been closer in age to you. 10 years difference, you didn't have a problem with it. All of a sudden, you realize it's only a 4-year difference. Sir, why do you need to lie? Why did you need to lie? Or are you lying now? Because somebody done told you that being 10 years younger than your wife ain't it. Did somebody tell you, that ain't it? I don't know. But why would I lie about my age, considering the records and all that? You could have told her that up front. But are you playing that, hey, 10 years younger, maybe she wanted a younger man? I don't know. And you pretended to be that younger person? I don't know. But y'all, please put your unsolicited advice. I'm with Quay. What else is he lying about? Because this is just too simple. Way too simple for us to be lying about our age. People usually lie to be younger, and he's lying to be younger. It's not the lie that's the issue. It's why he felt the need to lie. And if he can lie about something so simple, what else is he lying about? So he kept it hidden, and he felt the need to lie about it. I'm not sure what he could say that would make me feel comfortable ever trusting him. Is this a call for a separation? That's the question. She doesn't call for a separation. She doesn't call for a separation. But yes, why, Shays Royale, why did he feel the need to lie? Why did he feel the need to lie? And then he told you the truth, like almost to the end of your visit. It's like, oh, here's the truth, and let me drop you off to the airport. Bye. Right, a lie for no reason at all. Unless he thought she wanted a man that was way younger than her. She sounds like it doesn't matter to her. The lie and hiding it for all these years is what's the matter for her. Ma'am, I would encourage you to start digging, because I'm sure this ain't the only lie. This ain't the only lie. And something so simple, yeah, this ain't the only lie. He lying about something else other than just his age. Maybe I missed to say why they were in 2 different countries now. Yes, they did say why they're in 2 different countries. She said due to finances in her home country. She did live with him in his country. His country is in the Middle East for the first 2 years of their marriage, and she's been trying to get things together to get back to his country permanently. So it seems like a 90-day fiance thing. It seems like we married. She lived there for a while. Now she had to go back to her home country to finish up the visa. I wouldn't be able to trust him. This is just a start, and I'm sure she will uncover a web of deception. Yes, yes. She's already started being tangled up in the web. She's already tangled up in the web. So, hey, you know what? She didn't say what she wanted. She just say, how can I deal with this? I don't know. I don't know how you're going to deal with this, ma'am. I would, unless you really want to get to his country, because as you said, finances and things are really difficult in your home country, I'll probably sit on it for a little while, get where you want to go, and then decide where else you're going. But that's my unsolicited advice. Please put your unsolicited advice in the comments below if you're catching this on the replay. So let's get to the next one. It's a little bit more lengthy, but I thought it was interesting. Very, very interesting for us to dive into. It says, my boyfriend, a 41-year-old male, has an expensive hobby, so we have to live very frugally, and it's starting to bother me. A 39-year-old female. I'm not sure what to do. My boyfriend and I have been together for about a year. He's caring and considerate partner. However, he lives very frugally and able to afford his expensive hobby. He loves to sail. And between the cost of financing his boat, which he purchased before we met, fuel costs, insurance, marina fees, maintenance, etc., I would estimate that it creates about $3,000 extra each month in expensive. This comes out of his disposable income, so he's not asking me to pay for any of it, but it's an interest that I share. I don't particularly like being, it's not an interest I share. I don't particularly like being on boats. I think sailing really gives him a lot of peace and a sense of pride. We mostly split expenses, and I don't live a particularly expensive lifestyle. I don't have a huge desire to visit fancy restaurants. I'm happy taking a weekend road trip instead of some big international trip. So for a while, it didn't bother me that he spends so much on his hobby. He also is very conscientious about saving, so he saves a large portion of his income as well. And I support him wanting to build his savings. However, we don't currently live together, partially because of how frugally he chooses to live in order to be able to afford his hobby. He has a tiny condo and no car, though I have a car. He eats very simply. If we were to move in together, we need to move into a smaller apartment than I would prefer, and we live in an expensive city, or move somewhere else, or he needs to save less. If it were up to me, we'd spend more on activities, splurge from time to time, get a decent sized apartment, etc. However, he's not on board for those expenses, except for holidays and birthdays. We still go out and do stuff. Obviously, he prefers inexpensive, free local events, which I also enjoy, but it would be nice to do other stuff. I want to go to a pricey concert or the theater or a spa day or whatever. I'll generally end up doing that stuff with friends. He's someone who's willing to compromise on things, but I don't even know what to ask him for. Sell his boat? He had it before we met. Stop saving? That sounds like I'm asking him to be irresponsible. I could offer to pay more for more stuff, but I think that would create a very bad relationship imbalance, especially when he makes more than I do. I'm not sure what to do. I feel like a jerk for asking him to give up his hobby, or am I being immature telling him not to worry about saving money? Do I dump him? He's a great guy. At the same time, it feels silly that our lives are so limited when both of us have an okay income. I'm not sure what to do here, or maybe I should just be happy he's a good guy. Hey, the Honorable Leg Jury, how are you? So she's saying they got to live frugally. She's using the very good, they're living cheap. And his hobby is expensive. It ain't cheap. They got to live cheap because his hobby of having a boat, paying for marina fees, paying all of those things is expensive. And he is choosing where he puts his money. And that's where he put his money before you. It's only been a year, ma'am. Move it along. It's only been a year. Move it along. Sail away. Sail on, by the way. You know, you remember that song, Sail On? Sail on, sir. Sail on. Ma'am, he had that boat before you. He had no car before you got with him. Doesn't seem like he's a problem. He didn't change. She accepted him. Thank you, Quay. He didn't change. It seems like he's been clear and honest about who he is and what brings him peace. I'm sorry, Elsa, my Cancer sympathy instincts are not kicking in. She sounds selfish and unreasonable. I don't see that he's doing anything wrong. They just aren't compatible. Thank you, Duchess. Thank you, Sam and Quay. Because it seems to me that he had no car, but he had a boat. He had all these fees and everything. He lived in a tiny condo. That's how you met him, ma'am. Accept him or leave him. It seems simple to me. You writing this 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 paragraph dossier about a man that was exactly who he presented himself to be. Exactly. He said, we're going to be having peanut butter and jelly sandwiches every Friday. He probably eats the same thing from the same restaurant all the time because he knows the cost. He knows the cost. He hasn't changed. I bet you he ain't got a pet. I bet y'all he ain't got a car. That boat is his pet. I bet you he ain't got a pet. She ain't mentioned any. He's putting his needs before yours. Run. He is Chaise Royale. He is. But his needs been there before her. I'm not saying he can't adjust, but he's had that boat. He's had that boat and no car when you met him. Yes, the marina fees are expensive. Yes, he says we got to live frugally or cheaply. You don't have to stay. You know, Usher said you don't have to call, girl. It's okay, girl, because I'm going to be all right. You don't have to stay with him. If he's living too frugally, because he puts in well, not all his money, most of his money into his boat, marina fees, gas, and everything for his peace. That's it. Ladies, some of us have expensive hobbies too. And it may not be a hobby. We may call it, something else. Some people spend their money on shoes. Some people spend their money on handbags. That is what you wish to spend your money on. Okay? Okay? The Honorable Leg Jury says, my Randolph, and y'all, we call our husbands Randolph. If you are ever in Unfiltered Doll Reactions, we call our husbands Randolph. That's just a generic name. My Randolph eat eggs every day. I hatch him some chicken. She has chickens, y'all. She needs to find someone with more flexible money. Yes. Another flexible spending account, y'all. That's just for health expenses. She needs to find someone who can allow her to spend his money. And where she wouldn't have to compromise on the size of her living space. Because she also said he lives in a tiny condo and she knows if they move anywhere, it will be an even tinier condo. You're lucky he ain't saying let's live on the boat. That's where you're lucky. You're lucky he ain't saying let's live on the boat and let's just sail away. It is an expensive hobby. He's happy. If she isn't, she needs to just walk away. Walk away. And let him sail away. And if you ask him to move out of where he is, he probably want to move closer to the marina. That's where his hobby is. If you ever get him to buy a house, it's going to have to be on the intercoastal waterway. He got to have that boat right outside. Okay. He got to have that boat right outside his window. It may be a small townhouse or whatever. It could be narrow as all get out. That boat got to be tied up outside the house on the intercoastal waterway. Living on a boat would mean that. Yes. Yes. If you ever been to Amsterdam and all that other stuff, they renting boats for people to live on. I mean, some of them are stationary boats and some of the boats move. But y'all, please put your unsolicited advice below for her. We giving a consensus, ma'am. He ain't changed. And he putting his needs before yours. It's time for you to go. Thank you, Just Rhonda, coming on through to hit the like. Come on through. Come on through. Y'all visit Just Rhonda if your fix is the Bell Collective and the married love and marriages and the married twos and the housewives of it all. Please check out her channel. Okay. And we're covering Ready to Love. She's covering it on her channel. I'm doing the live watch on Fridays with my crew. And then Tuesday, I'll probably do the recap at 5:00 p.m. EST. But y'all, let's get to the next one. Let's get to the next one. Okay. What is this one? Okay. This one is one of the teasers. I, a 34-year-old female, didn't know what to do after my husband, a 32-year-old male, kissed his work wife. Y'all know I don't like these daggone labels. Ain't no daggone work wife. Either you legal wife or not. I don't like these labels, but I digress. My husband, a 32-year-old male, and I, a 34-year-old female, have been married for 6 years, and we have a son. For the most part, we have the kind of marriage that I assume a lot of people have. There are good times and less good times. For the last 4 years or so, we have both just been really busy. We both have busy jobs. We have been renovating our house, and most of our time is spent parenting. It's neither of our faults exactly, but we just never have time for each other. We haven't gone on a real date in years, and I can't remember the last time we were intimate. I think it's part of why I was so heartbroken when my husband came home from work late one day recently and told me that he had kissed a woman he works with. He told me that they had both had a momentary lapse in judgment and that he is really sorry. He told me that it was with this girl that I've met several times, and I always called his work wife because they talk to each other so often. It obviously, she uses profanity, sucks in every way possible. I yelled at him and he promised to distance himself from the woman and not talk to her. When it happened, I told him we were done and that I wouldn't stay married to a cheater. But now I just don't know. I hate him so much right now, but I also can't imagine going forward in my life without him. Eventually, I'll have to make my own decision, but I'd love to hear from you all if you have any advice. Do y'all have advice for her? He ain't jumping my boat. I'm coming home. Did he accidentally kiss her? Like he fell and his lips ended up on hers? Cause nah, that this ain't it. Yes, he accidentally kissed her, the Duchess. I don't know why I hear so much attitude in this. First of all, it's both of their faults that they have not set aside time for one another, and especially that they have not been intimate. Yes, that's why she's saying it's nobody's fault, because she knows some of the fault is hers. We read in between the lines, ma'am. We don't just take what you say. We read in between them lines and them words. He's saying he kissed her, but he slept with his work wife. We don't know if he slept with the work wife. I'm thinking he slept with the work wife. I don't know what y'all think, but I think he slept with the world with the work wife. Put him in a jar. Elsa's PSA voice. Okay, in the Elsa PSA voice, this is likely not the first time this has happened. Just the first time he is telling you. How about that, Sam? As someone who's currently going through a separation due to cheating, I would say leave that man, hun. Oh, she's royal. I hope everything works well for you. Depending on the state, it should. But I hope whatever you desire from the separation that you get it. Okay. Some people separate and come back together, and some people separate and stay gone forever. I'm just not a forgiving person. I'll tell you that. Okay. I'm not the forgiving, person. Cheat and no, 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 no. He made a decision to betray his wife. He did. You betray it. Go on. Go on somewhere. I don't have that much forgiveness in me. I'm sorry, y'all. I really, for those who are new here, like Shays Royal, I don't know if you heard me say this before, if you've gone to the replays. Hey, I only go back for seconds for food on a plate. If we ain't going back for seconds, the forgiveness ain't in me. Off with his head. Oh my. Okay, we fell into the Wonderland, Alice in Wonderland. Perfect Girl said she needs to separate at the very least. She does need to separate from him. And again, they've been married for 6 years. They have a son, but 4 years we've been both busy. So I'm going to guess it's been 4 years since we had a date night. It's been 4 years since we've been intimate. How old is that child? How old is that child? How old is that son? You ain't giving us some details, ma'am. Okay? How do I look around? And it's been 4 years since I've rode my Randolph. How do I look? I'm sorry, y'all. I told you we're getting spicier as we go along. This is the third story, so we almost to the real hot story. How do I look around? And I had no Randolph. 4 years? I can't do 4 months, 4 weeks. Definitely over. Tell your work wife you need a place to stay. Quay, you better take your suitcase to the work and make that work wife your wife. He's probably telling her to see what she will accept and if she'll accept the cheating. It's quite possible that he wants to bring this woman into the relationship. The Duchess, I didn't think of that. The Duchess, I did not think of that. Wait a minute. Maybe he's looking to see if he could, this is Seeking Sister Wives on TLC. Is this one of those? I didn't think of that, the Duchess. This is why I need y'all when I'm reading these things. She got a piece of Randy on the side. Right. The work wife got Randy while Randolph is coming home to you. Okay? The work wife got Randy and Randolph is coming home. Y'all, we giving her some unsolicited advice here. And I said, girl, go home. Go away. Or at least send Randolph away to his work wife. Okay? Let her take care of him. Let her take care of him. Let her understand the sting that it is. Okay? You go and kiss your work wife, and I don't find out until you tell me. What else don't I know unless you tell me? What else is this man doing out here? What else is this man doing out here in these streets? He's 32, she's 34. What are we doing? She needs to speak to All's Fair lawyer. Y'all, All's Fair is the lady lawyer show on Hulu. It is starring, yes, Kim K, Glenn Close, Niecy Nash, Betts, Tiana Taylor, Naomi Watts, just to name a few. Glenn Close. Oh, Sarah Paulson. And yes, it's been getting terrible reviews, but I really like it. Yeah, she needs one of the lady lawyers in all's fair. I can't do 4 days. Has she been cheating too? Because I don't understand. The Duchess, we love a good flipping. We love a good flip the script. Has she not noticed him because she got her own thing on the side? Has she been saving a horse and riding a cowboy? I mean, she hasn't noticed. She's like, I don't know, but we don't know if you haven't been riding a cowboy, ma'am. Ma'am, we don't know your story. Are you just caught up? It could be some woman just caught up being a mother that you can't see past that, and you haven't had a date night, haven't had any time, or is he the dude that got the boat at the marina and he's sailing off? There's no coming back after this level of betrayal because the trust can never be repaired. I know some people can forgive cheating, but not me. Shares Royal, welcome to the village. We the same, or at least I am the same. There's some forgiving ladies in here. I ain't one of them. They're both hunching. Yeah, they're both hunching. I'll add two more words. Other people. They're hunching other people. Y'all put your unsolicited advice below there because there's a lot she's not saying. Like she's not saying the age of the child. Okay? How old is your child, ma'am? Was that the last time you had some was when you got pregnant? Or was it after the child? We need to know the age. Y'all been married for 6 years. Okay? But you would not have known that he was getting frisky and accidentally kissed his work wife until he told you, ma'am, you got too many blinders on. You're blindfolded. I mean, they say justice is blind, but ma'am, you don't have to be. You don't have to be as blind as justice is. He's probably has only admitted it because he wanted her to end the marriage because he's too coward to end things. Ooh, ooh. You're trying to sound like Shays Royal, like he been putting out breadcrumbs. He been putting out all kinds of stuff to make her understand he cheating. He may have come home with lipstick on the collar. He may come home smelling different, and she ain't been putting two and two together. So he's like, you know what? I'm gonna just tell her something and see if she will leave on her own and file for that divorce. Them papers. Hope she will get them papers. So maybe that is it. He's pushing her for a divorce and trying not to say it. I don't know. Y'all are giving me, you Shays Royal, and definitely the Duchess are giving me different angles to these stories. I wasn't thinking at first at all. But yeah, I think she may have her own thing on the side, like Fabulous. The entree in is good without something on the side. Thrusting and lusting. That's all they're doing. Other people. Too much is missing from this to give any advice. Okay, the Duchess, I understand based on where you're coming from. I totally understand. Now let's get to the last one, y'all. And this one is very embarrassing. This one is the spiciest of them all. This is talking about, intimate details as we can. Okay. So while y'all will find my creative language, if you don't understand anything, certainly ask it in the chat. But I got to get creative because of YouTube rules as far as what words I can say. Okay. We gonna get with this one. Okay. I ain't gonna whisper, but I definitely gonna let y'all know exactly what's going on. What is going on here? Okay. I didn't reduce the other one. So let's get the last one here. Yo, let me get through this. Don't make me laugh. Okay? Don't make me laugh. So my husband, a 35-year-old male, says I, a 35-year-old female, don't feel good anymore. What can I do? All right, y'all, I need help. Anonymous, for what will be obvious reasons. This post may be a little TMI. My husband, a 35-year-old male, confided in me, a 35-year-old female, today that I don't feel good during intimacy anymore. Over the past couple of years, we have been struggling with him standing at attention once we start entering my tunnel. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Okay? His soldier ain't standing up, okay? When he enters the tunnel, okay? Tunnel of love. And he blamed it on being tired etc. for a while. But over time, I've noticed a pattern. He has no issues keeping it up for what? The oral of it all and other things. But the second it comes into direct contact with the tunnel, he loses motivation. That's what we're calling it, motivation. So I confronted him and he admitted that he thinks I'm loose. I'm so mortified and embarrassed and insulted and so many other feelings. He also said he isn't as attracted to me as he used to be. He has admittedly struggled, you know, because he needs to what? Look at corn. We got together when we were both 26. So, of course, I don't look like I used to. I've gained weight, and so has he. I don't look like the woman in the corn. What can I do to improve things? Can Kegels really help make a big difference? I want to take this seriously and invest in myself so my husband is attracted to me. I'm going to have to find out how to get over this hurt of all of this and the embarrassment. But I also want to address this issue. After nearly 10 years together, he says that I am loose and less attractive. What can I do to be tighter? Are Kegels really the effective method, or can I do more? Throw the whole lumpy lump away. I don't know. Lady, here's my question. Mm, is it really? Is it you that has changed? Or is it that he's never reached full mast? Or maybe we're talking about has it I need you to answer. Has it ever been fulfilling? Okay? Has he ever been fulfilling? It sounded like he got a Vienna sausage, ma'am. Is it really you or is it him? I have questions. Hey, Delphine Azul. Okay, we're at the last one. You always come in when it get real spicy, girl. Okay? I'll be out of there. Ain't no way a man will look at me and tell me that my cat is loose and I'm going to stay with him. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And we agree with you, Shays Royal. And ain't no way, even anonymously, am I writing this on the freaking internet. I'm sorry. I just got a little too heated. Okay. Uh-oh. Well, I guess at least he didn't cheat. She needs to speak to her doctor. Maybe some mm, okay, pelvic floor weights or something. I know. I know. I know. Maybe. Yes, Delphine, it's hot in here. It's really hot in here. He has told his wife that first she says he doesn't stand at attention all the time. And when he does stand at attention, when he's entering the tunnel of it all, the tunnel of love, then he shrivels up. He is no longer at full mast. So we're asking, is it really her? Has she changed? Or is it that he has never been fulfilling? Honorable Lecturer says Kegels are free. Yes, exercising that muscle is free. But there are adult apparatuses that you can use to help with that. And ma'am, I wouldn't advise it. Because that is something entering your tunnel for you to close onto it. And if that thing is bigger than him, it's not going to matter. Oh, he don't like the tunnel of love? Maybe the Honorable Lecturer. There isn't a guarantee that even if she improves her looks and the other intimate exercises, that she can reel him back in. It sounds like a much larger issue. I don't think it's just her physicality. I love Sam. I love the innuendos. Whether you meant it or not, I can read it. These young people be wild. Hey, Roadshow, you always come in here kicking in the door. These young people be wilding. I don't know what they up to. Yes, they be wilding. They be wilding. How you look to your woman and say that? Delphine says Kegel's work. Yes, your Kegel exercises work, but he's saying that she's too loose. If she's not have his proper measurements, the proper girth of it all, she could be doing Kegels and molding herself to something that's larger than him. And then it defeats the purpose. Oh, if it gets up for the oral of it all, but not the cooch, he definitely not attracted to her anymore. Well, she might not be attracted to him anymore either. Now, y'all, they're not that young. They're mid-30s. Okay, they ain't that young, Quay. Yes, they are young, but they're mid-30s. Okay, my puns were accidental. You're cracking me up. What if he don't have much to fill the tunnel? Exactly. Maybe he's, maybe he's a little hatchback, and she needs, a Yukon XL. Okay, maybe he ain't that kind of car. And if y'all, I'm saying that version because we are covering Ready to Love Detroit, and one of the ladies there, Lauren, said she don't want no sedan. Okay, she needs, a bigger vehicle. Okay, is he able to satisfy her? I don't think so. Because if you can't stand at attention, then how can you even enter? How can you even, play well with your wife? And y'all married. Now, in all sphere, y'all know I like the show. It's campy. I wasn't expecting much anyway. It's on Hulu, the Lady Lawyer show. I'm gonna pull it back to that one. This man was mean, written in the show. All the men are mean. Well, not all. Two of the men are nice. This man is mean, and he tells his wife, who did go get cosmetic surgery, he tells her the reason why he likes her to, lick his lollipop is so he ain't got to look at her face. That is a very raw scene, and I'm being at least polite with it. He was not polite in that scene. But he was not polite at all. Tell her if she loved him, she would do something about her face. Y'all, that was a very mean scene. I wanted to snatch him through the TV. He played the heck out of that moment. At some point, he had to have satisfied her, though. For her to marry him, he had to. So I'm wondering if it ain't that, is that he's too caught up in the corn of it all. Maybe he's too caught up in the corn of it all. Maybe he's fixated on corn and she don't look like it. Yes, he was cruel, that husband in there. Okay, the Duchess coming through. I'm sorry, I'm going to go against the chat, but I would respect mine for telling me about the issues because I'm going to tell him if I have them. I get it, the Duchess. I get it, but I'm saying if you telling me that, you can't tell me that with your chest, the Duchess, if your soldier ain't standing upright. I'm sorry. You can't be telling me this, what's wrong about me, when you got the speck in your eye that needs to be taken care of. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You can't. I understand. You're in a very healthy place, the Duchess. You tell me about me so I can tell you about you. Very healthy. But you can't tell me that with your chest. And you can't even you can't even stay upright. You tell me about that when you could stay upright. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. Yes, he did, Quay. Yes, he did. Yes, he did tell his wife on the show that all's fair don't play. Adult content for sure. Yes, it is. It is adult content. Like here. This one, I agree with you, the Duchess. If you find that there's something that I need to adjust, change, or you find that, may not be to your liking, then I need you to also start it with acknowledging your shortcomings. Okay. I need you to start there. So, honey, I know I have not been, be able to see, eye to eye, but I have not been able to keep my soldier. I'm experiencing a little ED. I got an appointment with the doctor to handle that, but I got to let you know. One of the things I think is affecting my ED of it all is that, I don't think the tunnel is as, delightful as it used to be. Now he could be thinking maybe she cheated on him. Okay? Like Slick Rick said, she tried to tell me she was a V card with a yay wide gap. He could be thinking you getting it handled by somebody else. That's why you no longer conform to him. That could be his thought. It could be reading between the lines of what she's not telling us. She ain't telling us if he's the only one. We assume that is her husband, that's the only one, but we don't know. Why am I thinking he's seeing someone else and that is adding to his lack of attraction? Well, she said, I'm wondering if he also told her because she's changed, she's gained weight, that he's no longer attracted. He could have said that. But to say that the tunnel too loose, oh no. Now, a man saying it's loose is disrespectful and an excuse. We need a man's opinion. Well, Trey is not in the chat today. If he is, he probably just listening. He probably driving. But if there are any men, we would certainly love your unsolicited advice in this. Would you tell a lady this? Would you tell your long-standing lady this? Because we could be thinking of it in a different way because we are women. I'll be insulting. Or as a man, have you ever told your lady this? And how was it received? We would love to hear from the man on how this, how would you even say? But he may be trying to save his marriage by saying, hey, 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 maybe we need to work on down there. I need to know how he said it. Because if he said it real flippantly and real disrespectful, yeah, then we got a major problem. But if he said it, hey, honey, we've been having some problems and there's some things I need to work on and you need to work on. I know I need to work on this. Do you agree? And here's what I think you need to work on. It don't feel right down below. I mean, he needs to say it. He needs to say it real gentle because you already see the ladies in the chat. We ready, except for the Duchess. The Duchess is keeping us calm, cool, and collected. The Duchess is like, hey. He is being honest. He is being open. He's telling you exactly what's going on. Let's give the man the benefit of the doubt. She been talking to a Mandingo on the side. On the inside. Y'all don't get me started. Don't get me started. But yes, how would we already know some of the ladies in here, how we would, we would be, them fighting words, but maybe how he presents it, how he says it may make a difference. It may make a difference for some of us. Okay? Okay? Hey, Nestos, shackle, shuffle, walk of shame. This husband done told his wife that her tunnel of love is too loose, and we just trying to figure out how to help her. Maybe she's gotten complacent and lazy in the boudoir. Okay, she became a starfish. Okay, I'm not taking sides here. I'm just looking for both perspectives because she does not list any complaints. Great thought, the Duchess. She is not listing any complaints that she has with him. I mean, she can end up with lockjaw. She says his soldier doesn't always stand up at attention, but it does when she's licking the lollipop. Okay, that's he stays, but when he's trying to get through tunnels, the tunnel of love, that's when he completely deflates. And he's saying because it's too loose. So I agree, the Duchess. We always like a balance. We like all perspectives here because you're making us think outside the box because we a little too sensitive over here. Okay, we too sensitive over here. I wouldn't squeeze the tunnel another damn day. Rocho, no. Squeeze the tunnel another day with him. Yes, Mendy on the inside. Yes, Nestos, you heard me right. That's what it is. If you want to read the fine print up there, if you want to read the fine print, yes, Delphine. She said that he stays, his soldier stays standing at attention when she licking that lollipop. And but that's all he seems to be getting a good experience with. Okay, good experience with. But it's not that it doesn't stand up at all. That it does until that point. So she still turns him on and he's still somewhat attracted until entry. Right. He is at attention. Hey, high five. Okay. We are the last one and it's a spicy one. His soldier stands at attention when it's lollipop time. Okay. The lick of it all. But going to the tunnel of love, he deflates because he says it's too loose. So the Duchess, yes, I understand. He's enjoying one aspect of it, but he's not enjoying the other aspect. So she's asking if she needs to do Kegels. What can she do? Because he also said she gained weight. She doesn't feel attractive to her husband anymore. So we're saying, okay, he still may not be attracted, even if you tighten up, even if you go for rejuvenation of it all. I just don't want this sister to start changing herself, her body for this man And then all of a sudden, he still might leave you for someone else. He still might leave you for someone else. She needs to tighten up on that backstroke. He only liked the tongue stroke, Nestos. Okay, sorry to tell you. That's the only one. That's the only stroke he like. But again, she says he watches corn. He watches corn, and she don't look like none of the ladies on corn. But I don't want my sister here. They're mid-30s. I don't want her changing herself to please this man, and he may still leave her. It still may not be enough. But again, the Duchess reminds us she is not telling us any issues she has with him. That makes men assume that. Yep. I think he's lying. He wants her to stay on the lollipop and then finish. He may. Felicia. Needs to be a specialist, a therapist to get to the root of this issue. Yes, they may need an intimacy coach or intimacy counselor because he may say in one thing and she may be saying another. We don't know if, anything has occurred. Has there been, changes to her body? Has she given birth? We don't know if any other changes to her body. So here's the thing, ma'am, maybe he doesn't get you excited. Is it Desert Sands? Okay, or are we Ocean Spring? Does he? She kept saying about him, but we don't hear about her. But she said, yes, he gained weight too. I would start with my Kegels so I can please the next. Oh, after the divorce. Oh, Quay. She said, renovate, renovate the premises for the next one. She needs to exit stage left and let Mr. step in that he's probably desiring. Oh, let the Mr. step in that he's probably desiring. I don't think this is exclusively about her looks. I don't think it's about her looks. I don't think exclusively about her looks. Talked about her weight gain. But as the Duchess kept us in check, she has not said that he is no longer pleasing her. She hasn't said that. She's saying she's not pleasing him. Now, could she be just a people pleaser? Could she just be a people pleaser and like, I have to do everything? She could be a lady who's like, I don't want to lose my husband. I don't want to end my marriage for this. Okay? I don't want to end my marriage. But she said it's been a couple of years. It's been a couple of years like this. It shouldn't be a couple of years. It should be a couple of months and we get help. But it's been a couple of years. How do we go a couple of years like this? Okay? A couple of years. They've been together 9 years, and the past 2 years been like this. Something has occurred. They've been together. She said they've been together 10 years. So they met around 25. They're 35 now. 2 years? Why are we waiting years to get this together? If he has shown little motivation there, you need to get it sorted out. If you realized he wasn't able to maintain standing at attention, then you'll need to go to a doctor. After a couple of days, I'm saying something, Delphine, is like a couple of days, couple of years. Y'all remember we had grandma in her 60s saying grandpa wasn't hitting it right, and she stayed for 2 years. Y'all realize the 60-something-year-old woman. So we starting in our 30s. Okay? She's not his type in more ways than just one. More ways than just one. But again, he has also gained weight. Have you, ma'am, discussed that with him? Are you no longer attracted to him too because he has gained weight? It may not be the case, but as the Duchess is keeping us together. I think she's more into she's mortified, she's embarrassed, she's insulted, and other feelings when he admits that he thinks she has changed. Okay, her proportions have changed in the tunnel of love, but we don't hear anything. We don't have anything on how he is certainly satisfying her and getting her to the land of Oz, to the land, the promised land is what we like to call it here. When we're talking about satisfaction and pleasure And Oz, you started with a capital O. Okay? A capital O. So, y'all, I'm loving this unsolicited advice. And of course, as you see in our chat, we have different perspectives. I love the different perspectives. It makes us think about things differently. It makes us be able to channel into either what we have gone through, we've heard others go through, but definitely, I love different perspectives. Give us an idea about what your unsolicited advice would be for this young lady. Sure, for your own personal health, do your Kegel exercises. You don't have to buy anything for that, but you could do your Kegel exercises. You could get your own intimacy coach, but definitely don't change for him. Change for your health, your benefit. He's probably trying to, oh, enter the back door. We don't know. She said he's gained weight too. So the physical part, that aspect of the physical part, they should work on together. It might spark a new sexual energy between them. It could. They could work out together. They could be getting all hot and sweaty in the gym together or just walking together and trying to get themselves, back in shape, that it may, get their cardio up in other ways. Okay? Maybe that can help. Maybe that can certainly help. I don't know if him watching corn too much is going to be a factor, but definitely start with a mutual thing y'all got to work on, which is losing that weight. Great idea, the Duchess. Get hot and sweaty together in another way. Okay? That'll, ignite something maybe. When you get home after y'all done walked and y'all are sweaty or whatever, y'all need a shower. Maybe you need to take one where y'all conserve water. That may help. How about that? That's a little free advice. Now, some people don't like showering with their person. I understand, but maybe some self-care for each other. Okay. But yes, thank y'all all for your unsolicited advice. Members, we have Member Monday tomorrow. I will have a new bachelor and bachelorette for y'all to go over for date or dump. Y'all know how we do in members. I have other risque signs that we have to go over. Okay. We will have some hot unsolicited advice, a little bit hotter than this one. I know, how can we get hotter than this one? We do it in members. It's over 18 and over 18 only over there. Over there is only over 18 because we talk about risque stuff. Of course, membership is not monetized, so I can be a little bit looser with my language. And two memberships ago, we talked about the man who stole the adult toys out of Walmart. If you didn't know your Walmart had them, they do have them. Okay. But y'all, that is unsolicited advice. Members, I'll see you tomorrow night. This week, I will be doing our subscriber party because we have cracked 1,000 subscribers and y'all are the subscribers. So we're going to throw a little party. Y'all know I can't really play music on YouTube, but we're going to have a party. We're going to have games. We are going to celebrate this. We're going to look back at the channel where it started. And during the holidays, I'm off. During the holidays. So we're going to do some Love is Blind conversations. We're going to do some other things the week of Thanksgiving. Okay. My kids are grown. We're going to eat dinner together. Yeah, that's about it. But my kids are grown. I ain't going to do nothing on Thanksgiving, but that during the week, maybe that Friday, maybe that Saturday, we're going to get down. Okay. We're going to have some fun. But y'all, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate all of you. Make sure you hit that like. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you're leaving comments below. Are you going to do a Vlogmas? No, I don't do vlogs. I don't do vlogs. My dogs wouldn't allow me to do vlogs. No, but I will be here online. We'll be chatting about stuff. And of course, we'll be watching Ready to Love. I already have live set up for this week. There's a lot going on this week, but I will be doing some really awesome things. But yes, I will be not vlogging, but I will be here live with y'all at our usual time, about 5 o'clock, not on Thanksgiving Day though, because y'all have y'all families to spend time with, and I have mine too. But definitely that Friday, maybe I'll go live earlier, but we should have Ready to Love and a whole bunch of other stuff to talk about. And Miss Boogie Down and I got to get together. We got to figure out when we're going to do this Michael Jackson versus Prince head to head. We got to figure out when to do this. So that definitely, I'm hoping it could be that week, but we're going to make it work. We're going to make it work and be on here with you guys. But thank you so much. Make sure those notifications on. Make sure you liked, you're subscribed. And if you'd like to support the channel and can, I know things, can be rough now. If you can, certainly join the membership. It's only $1 a month. But thank you all so much for being here, and I'll see you on the next one.